Hey amigos, I'm Ignacio Lopez. Welcome to another episode of Comedy Sheep Side Gig. This week I'm talking to Nathan Wyburn, who is an artist in a very unusual medium. He's created work for a lot of famous people in a lot of different ways. Let's find out how and why. The first question is really simple. Who the fuck are you and what do you do?
My name is Nathan Wyburn and I am a pop culture portrait artist. I guess I make art using the weird and wonderful, anything and everything.
Nice, man. Well, look, if you had to describe that job to a 5-year-old, how would you tell them? What would you tell them you do?
Basically, I would say that I play with my food, but it doesn't end up being a mess. It ends up being the Mona Lisa.
So it's everything their parents told them not to do. You're like, I've managed to turn that into an industry.
Much, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
When did you start doing this?
I started doing this when I was 18, so we're well over 15 years ago now. Getting on. I literally saw a newspaper headline about Simon Cowell, and it said, love him or hate him. And I was already like putting videos on YouTube of myself drawing and things like that. And I just thought, could I actually put a video of me drawing him using Marmite?
Ah, that's genius.
Because you love or hate it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, obviously you'd have to put that on toast. So the painting would have to be on toast, and then it went bonkers. And ever since, I've just sort of played with everything. It's wild.
That's incredible. Well, look, before that then, before you were 18, you say you were already obviously doing art and illustrating and things. Do you remember what your first job was?
I think I'd started putting sort of videos drawing on YouTube from about 16, and I'd realised that people all around the world could watch what you were doing. And I was already sort of selling like sketches of people's family members and pets and things like that and sending them all around the world. I remember that I had like a little scrapbook where I was writing down everyone's addresses that I was sending stuff to and the receipts of what I was sending and all that. And it's kind of wild to look back on that I was so young selling my work for like, I don't know, 30, 40 quid here and there or whatever. And
then GDPR came in and you were I've got to get rid of all this data.
I was like underage working here. But it was just, just teenage me in my bedroom sketching.
That's great.
It's great. And to be able to have done that at such a young age as well and people appreciate it,
Yeah. Well, I mean, how much were you back then? Like, obviously, prices have changed. If anyone's looking to get a commission from Nathan,
but it's way different.
Yeah. How much were you charging people for like an illustration or something?
It was like 30, maybe 40 quid.
And pets, family members?
Yeah, all that. Sometimes celebrities, because that's what they would see me drawing on YouTube.
Right.
And then sometimes they'd ask if they could have the video of me sort of time-lapse drawing it as well as part of it. So then I started to think, well, maybe I could charge for that as well. And then there was a little businessman in here. I don't know what was going on, but for a Valley's boy, just stuck in his bedroom.
That's a nice touch, though, having the actual making of it there as well.
I think it
because
is.
People buy art typically at a gallery or more sort of commercial means, and like you don't know where that's come from.
No,
it
totally.
Could be a kid in a sweatshop somewhere just imitating
exactly.
things.
And this was before. The internet was really massive, I guess, and everybody was on YouTube doing their thing. And, there weren't many artists doing it, and it was just a really unique thing at the time. And I think that's where it's become more saturated with obviously incredibly talented people doing these things in all fields of art and creativity. I think that's where I started to make my work quirkier and quirkier because I was like, right, I've got to stand out. I've got to do something different. Yes, it's been a strange ride.
What is the most bonkers illustration somebody commissioned from you in those early days?
Oh my gosh. I had a few, I don't know if it was bonkers in the early days. I did have a request once that I turned down because it was too bonkers.
Okay.
Somebody wanted they were going to send me their grandfather's ashes from Texas in America. And they wanted me to use them to make his portrait. And
out of his ash.
And like sentimentally, it kind of sweet. But I was like, I don't want to be putting my fingers in that.
Yeah, also, I don't trust FedEx to get that to you on time.
I mean, that's up to that's up to him. That's not my issue. But I was like,
where's Granddad? He's in a shipping container in Guatemala.
Exactly. I was like, maybe I'll skip that one. So I do have a limit, everyone. I do have just about.
Out of what material, you're going to be using. With the whole food thing, you've used many different medium and different types of. What is your favorite food type to use for making art?
Oh yeah, and do you know what? Anything that I love to eat, because if I get it wrong as I go along, I can just eat it. And more often than not, like 90% of the time, it's food that's past its sell-by date and stuff anyway.
Okay.
But then quite often it's things like sweets and stuff that don't really go off for like forever.
Yeah.
So anything that's really like chocolatey and sweety is totally my favorite.
Does some stuff, obviously, because food, depending on how long it's been, do you have to preserve it in some way after you've painted some of these things or made them?
Quite often the perishable side of it is part of the work.
I was going to say, because they're going to change color and all sorts of things.
It's crazy. The a portrait I made of Albert Einstein using Smarties, it's one of my favorites. It's on display in Techniquest in Cardiff Bay. The sun over the years coming through the window has completely eroded the color off.
Bleached them, yeah.
Yeah, so bleached, and that's it. And it's kind of wild now that it's just like a white and brown portrait when it was so colorful before. But yeah, the perishable side of my work became a huge part of it because I found myself sort of commenting on the commercial and the over productive side of the world we live in, and how things are so throwaway and how things are so fast. And quite often I'm the only person that really sees that final piece of work, and it's photographed and videoed and then it's gone.
Wow.
So it's become part of it as well.
It's like dealing in obsolescence because, technology obviously moves and changes so quickly as well. The phones we're using is, completely different to 3 years ago or something. And the art is just vanishing in front of people's eyes.
Yeah. And it's real physical art. It's got a sculptural element to it. It's got a painting element to it. And it enhances so many senses as you're creating it because you want to lick it. and it smells so good.
I've been kicked out of so many art galleries by licking the stuff.
It's so tempting. And you want to do all these things. And I'd stop myself, obviously, because it's all about the final product. But then at the same time, there's photography and videography, because without those, the work would never survive. And then sometimes the food art is fed to like a local farm, or it's given to... there was one time I did a huge project using loads of fresh fruit and veg, and it went on to feed 50 families in the end. So there's a lot of different elements to it that maybe somebody that just on the off-site to look at my work wouldn't really see.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because obviously that's a discussion for how people consume their art as well, isn't it? Rather than just looking on a screen, you can actually consume it physically. Outstanding. Nathan, it's so many layers to this stuff.
There is.
I want to unpackage you though. So you grew up where? In the valleys, is that right?
Yes, Ebbw Vale in the Welsh valleys, yeah.
Is that, would you say that is a breeding ground for artistic types?
Do you know, it probably is. And I think anywhere in the Welsh valleys probably is. I think there's this determination to succeed from a certain amount of people in that area because there is not much going on there. Sure. And I think it's been an area that's been so left to just deprive for so long now. Sadly, it was such a thriving area. It was the heart of Wales. We had the steelworks and we had the huge shopping centres and things like that, and it's all just gone. So all that industry by the time I was growing up was just not there. So dreams just really felt exactly what dreams are. Yeah. And I think that's why I turned to the internet and I turned to like the wider world through a computer screen. But there's definitely a lot of incredible creative talent in the valleys. They just probably need to get out of there. But I still live in Cardiff. I'm still close enough to home. I'm such a home boy. But there's been opportunities to live elsewhere. But I still love going home and seeing my family, and I love going there. So yeah, but by no means leave the valleys as such, but you do have to travel to get opportunities, I guess.
What kind of work are your family in? What do they do?
My mother growing up was always at home because it was me and my two brothers, and then by the time we grew up, they decided to have 3 girls as well.
What?
So I was like, oh my God, you're just crazy.
What a household.
Crazy family, honestly. And my dad's always been in different industries. He's a gardener by heart. So he still does that as well, but he used to make conservatories, and now he's in a factory. But really hard grafting. I think that's where I probably get my work ethic from. Totally, yeah. I'd see him go to work every day.
It's funny because I find this a lot when you speak to anyone sort of in creative industries and artistry, when their parents have done something, physical, manual labor, or having to get up every day, 6 a.m. to go to make it whatever job. A lot of artists bring that into their work life as well. Yeah. What's your typical work day? Because do you create every day? How does it work?
I try to, but to be honest, the answer to that is there is no typical work day.
No.
I think that's the most exciting thing about what I do, is that every single day is different. It's extremely daunting as well, because can you imagine starting a new job every day?
Yeah.
For somebody that does the same thing almost every day, I'd say to you, if you could imagine doing that for the first time every day and feeling those nerves and feeling that anxiety, but that's also what keeps me interested and keeps me going.
Yeah.
That is such a pivotal factor in what I do, is that every day is different. Every material is different. It works differently. I've got to think about things. I've got to work in a different space every day and meet new people every day. It's so exciting.
What did your parents think when you started doing stuff out of food? Did you do this at home first?
Yeah. I honestly, I can remember the first time I did that toast portrait of Simon Cowell, and the Marmite smelled so strong in my bedroom. And my mother came in and she was like, "Nathan, what have you done?" I'm like, "Mom, just bear with it. It's going to work. I promise. It's going to work." And yeah, obviously then they in the newspaper. My mum was doing interviews in Hello magazine on behalf of her son.
Did she bring up the smell?
Yeah, she brought up a lot more than that. She brought up all my embarrassing childhood photos and all those things. But yeah, they do stay away from the side of what I do, publicly and things like that. They're very different people to me. I don't know where I get it from. They're very.
I suppose if you've got so many siblings as well, I mean, everyone's looking for their own.
Oh yeah, and I was the middle child.
Okay.
So if you just consider it was me and my two brothers growing up, I was the middle child. There's 2 or 3 years either side, and so I always kind of felt like my older brother had a lot of attention. Then I come along, and then my younger brother kind of knocked me out of the way, and I was the middle gay ginger artist weird one. And
Did
my
you tag anything else onto that?
I know. I was like, I'm ticking boxes here, everyone. Yeah, so I guess I screamed for attention in other ways. I was like, "Look at me!"
Get me on YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, where did you buy the Marmite from? Did you have to buy it in bulk, like a lot of it?
No, it was only one jar.
Okay,
it goes a long way. That stuff.
Yeah, it lasts forever as well.
Really does.
Is there a sell-by date on Marmite?
It's quite a long time. Yeah. I honestly, whatever preservatives they put in it, it's some stuff.
Yeah, the toast didn't last though.
No, it didn't. No. Well, actually, when you toast bread, it burns off the whatever's in it that would make it go off. So it does just go solid and lasts for a very long time.
Okay.
But the Marmite goes into it and it's all minging. But I did try to keep toast for a while one time, and it just was really hard.
Has anyone got in touch with you for a commission, and have they specified the food when they've kind of said, "I want it done out of this"?
Yeah, I've had some people get in touch for weddings and anniversaries and stuff. I did a commission for somebody once using their favorite pick and mix sweets of
That's cool.
him and his fiance at the time.
What were the sweet? Do you remember which sweets they were?
Oh, there's a bit of everything. They were like the little eggs and the Percy pigs and everything were in there.
Pick and mix is great because you got so much variety of color and stuff, right? So you can really kind of make Percy pigs as well.
Percy pigs, honestly. Ooh, and again, that was a hard one to do because I was like, I want to eat this.
Yeah.
But again, when there's lots of color in it, it can be quite tricky for me because I'm used to using one color, but using so many different tones.
Sure.
Where it's just chocolate or if it's just ketchup or whatever, I'm used to painting in that kind of way. But I've done weddings, as I said. There's a lot of toast to the bride and groom. So then there's a toast to them, and then they get a portrait using toast and
a pun and artwork. I love it. This is my jam.
I have done puns for 15 years.
Put jam on
now.
Toast as well.
Yeah, I like a pun.
So you didn't do any job before you got into art then? You weren't working part-time or anything?
Well, I tried to be a bartender.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't really for me. And probably the worst situation I've ever been in my life. I tried to be a delivery boy for a well-known pizza brand.
Okay.
And when I
called,
was 17, it's similar.
Nomidos.
Yeah, similar to that thing that you knock down and it goes. When I was 17, and I was given, I think it was my second delivery to do, and they give you like a little map of the area and stuff to go and drive, and they say this is where it is and all that.
This is pre-app, because now it's just like it points you like
oh
a
yeah,
robot.
genuine. It was an actual map that I had to go, and I remember I had to drive over to the next valley, and I couldn't find where this house was, and turns out it was a new build estate that wasn't on this map that was from like a year ago. So the delivery was like 20 minutes late, and Domino's does not go cold. I said the name. It does not go cold very fast. It does not go very fast. Domino's does not go cold. But it was cold, and I didn't, the guy didn't mind, but he'd put a complaint in by the time I got back to the thing. And then the manager on the shift shouted right in my face. And I just said, this ain't for me. And
I'm out.
I was out.
Yeah.
And I went straight back to YouTube. I was like, buy my artwork, please.
Was there a uniform as a delivery person?
Yeah.
Did you kind of like throw it on the table? Was it a big dramatic exit?
It was dramatic in the way that I was like, I think I said something that I'm not going to repeat. And I was like, yeah, this is not it. I'm not doing it. And I think I went into the back room then and stripped off. And
did you use a pizza and like just write "fuck you" in the pizza?
I can't say those things. In hindsight, it would have been a lot more dramatic. Yeah.
Have you had any sort of disaster situations when you're making the artwork? Has anything sort of fallen apart or?
Oh yeah. There's been some sort of tricky situations where I've been sort of making work maybe outside, and like a seagull has come and stole a piece of it. Or I'm on a beach and I'm drawing in the sand, and like a dog just runs straight through, and the owner's like, all right, mate, what are you doing over there? I'm like, well, I was making a masterpiece until your dog ran through it.
They should be on leads.
I know, how dare they? No, but generally when I'm working on big pieces, I have like a team, and there's like some stewards watching the area and stuff like that, or literally on guard to make sure there's no seagulls that stay away.
The idea of that being a heist as well, because it is art, so like the Louvre was recently robbed. Somebody stole some stuff from there.
Yeah.
The idea of a seagull, that's
it's way more important than that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's, if a seagull steals my toast, it is end game.
That's a film waiting to happen.
It really is.
A little band of seagulls.
And I was filming a show for, I think it was S4C, and the temperature of the room was so hot that usually the toast, by the time I'm sort of stacking it up to display it for people to see, is relatively hard, and it can kind of like balance very well on itself. And it was just mush. And it just sort of all dribbled down.
Oh man.
Just as we were about to unveil it for the TV show. And I remember thinking, oh my God.
Who was it a portrait of?
It was Rydian Roberts, who was a singer on the X Factor a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember. Very was it like quite light hair, wasn't it?
Yeah, very operatic pop singer. He was doing his own show for S4C, and it was literally about to turn it around type thing to unveil it, and it just went to mush. So we had to drop that segment completely, and like I'd wasted a whole day, and I felt like I wasted their time, and I was just so gutted. But it was the heat. And I was
you can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
They should have. I mean, of all places, you don't expect Wales to be that warm, do you?
Exactly.
It's like the ideal situation. That's why Ebbw Vale was the place where you started.
That's exactly
you
it.
couldn't have done this in Mallorca.
No, not at all. Just drawing on the beach, and that's it. Maybe a few cocktails. And
so you're living in Cardiff now. Did you move direct to Cardiff from Ebbw Vale?
Yeah, I came here to study fine art.
Okay.
When I was 19, in the Cardiff School of Art and Design. Didn't particularly enjoy my course, I don't think, to be honest. I kind of was already being very creative and doing well in my own right, and it just kind of felt like it was in the way a little bit. But I made amazing friends.
Great.
And that's what I take from it.
It can be a bit stifling sometimes, because I tried fine art when I was in college before I sort of went into graphics and stuff, which I found more interesting, and you can experiment a bit more. But they can be quite rigid.
Yeah.
Did you find that?
And I understand that they have like a criteria as tutors, and that must be quite difficult for them as well, to put so many different creative people and tick by that.
Yeah, they're like, I can't grade toast. What are you doing to me?
Exactly. And like, by that point, I was throwing around so many bizarre things. And I did this huge portrait of Rupert Murdoch from the News of the World. And it was right at the height of the phone hacking scandal. And I used newspaper cutouts of all the people that he'd phone hacked.
Wow.
To make a giant portrait of him. And the Guardian newspaper put it front page of their newspaper.
Wow.
And I was 21 years old. And it was just such an amazing achievement for me. And I can remember my tutor at the time literally saying, well, we're not going to look at that as part of the course. I was like, what? This is prime pop culture in the UK right now. This is exactly what like art should be doing, is commenting on the times as they happen. And just wouldn't look at it. I was like, my God. Oh, all right.
Do you know if they're still there lecturing?
Not a clue. Well, the building itself's knocked down, so they're out. Okay. They're elsewhere, but I don't know. I don't know.
That's an ongoing theme in Wales. I think I went to the International Film School of Wales in Newport. Mm-hmm. Now it's flats.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they filmed. Do you know the TV show Sex Education, the Netflix show? That the high school in that was my university, the Killeen campus. Yeah, beautiful building, one of the oldest.
There we go. More of the story, don't upset us, because we will flatten you.
So you still mates with the people you made friends with?
A couple
university?
of them, yeah, and that's what I took from it more than anything. And obviously, just uni life was amazing. Growing up as young boy in general, and living in the big city, which was great. Yeah,
the big smoke.
yeah. Not quite as big, but biggish.
I think it's the perfect size city because everything's sort of within reaching distance.
Oh yeah.
Whereas you go to London and you go to. I could get a flight to Spain quicker than getting to some parts of London from London.
Yeah, totally. And like, even just a good morning means a lot sometimes, and you would not get that from somebody in the street in London. And they say it like it's a stereotype, but it's true.
Yeah. Is there somebody that you kind of looked up to that was a hero, somebody that inspired you when you were starting out?
More than anyone, I think the person that pushed me most was my father. I can remember he would always sit down with me and like sort of sketch outlines of things, and I'd have to colour them in, and things like Power Rangers, and then that I loved at the time. And then I would start sketching pictures from his vinyl album covers. There was stuff like Iron Maiden and Status Quo and like rock stuff that he loved.
Yeah.
So they were like all the visual things I remember drawing. And then through school, my teacher at GCSE level was really, really pushing me. Because when you pick your subject, you can only pick 4 or whatever it was at GCSE level. And art was clashing with history, which is something I really wanted to do. And I didn't believe that art could be feasible as a career in life.
But you thought history.
Yeah, I know. Let's look back instead of going forward. But yeah, I was going to go for like history, geography, PE, and I think it was French. Can't speak French now. Sure. But at the time... and she was like, no, you're going to do art. If I have to stay with you on my own for an hour after school every day, you were going to do this GCSE. And that's what she did.
That's incredible.
Yes.
What was her name?
Sian Slater. Thank you, Sian.
Slater.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sian Slater.
Yeah. No, she kept me going.
Is she still teaching?
I believe so, yeah.
Amazing. Well, I hope that she's kind of like nailed it now. She's like, I've accomplished my goal. I've got a Nathan now. I've got a Nathan Wyburn. So don't know what the rest of the students are like.
Yeah, it does. She was amazing.
Lightning doesn't strike twice, does it? That's what they say.
I'm enough. And and then in like art, in the art world, Andy Warhol was always a huge inspiration in terms of visually what his work looked like, and the colours and the pop culture influences, and a lot of the messaging behind the consumerism side of it, like that. So
I think he was bringing a lot of art into the public consciousness as well, like seeing it as something that could be in magazines, up on people's walls, shared,
and accessible to everyone. Because I hate, and I still try to do this so much now, is I hate that so many people are scared by art, and they just think it's like on a wall in a stuffy white room. And there's so much more than that. And that's, especially during the pandemic, which I hate talking about, but it was a really thriving time for me, actually, because I got to show people so much of what they could do at home, and how much creativity and being creative can help you mentally. And I encourage people to just go and raid the cupboards, find whatever you can get, like half-empty bottle of ketchup, use your mother's old lipstick or a handful of soil from the back garden, and just make art with it. You don't have to go to the shop. You don't have to risk getting COVID. Like literally, just create using whatever you can.
Have you worked with children in any way, like showing them? Like it's incredible because they can have such imagination that hasn't been pushed out of them by adulthood and going into...
Oh, they've given me so many ideas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like
sometimes
what?
I go into schools when I've got a mental block and the kids are like, do this. And I'm like, yes, thank you. I'll do that. I'll go play with my Rice Krispies.
Everyone's like, where does he get his ideas from? I'm like 3B.
Yeah. 4-year-old down the corridor.
Who's your favorite Power Ranger when you're growing up?
Oh my God. Do you know what? It was actually the Yellow Ranger, Trini.
Incredible.
Yeah, I loved Yellow. I was devastated when she passed away.
Yeah, it was very sad. They did I don't know if you're still up to date on Power Rangers stuff.
Yeah, I watched the movie.
And they did a nice tribute and everything to her, which was cool.
Really sweet. But I love the Power Rangers. I think that was just... It was the Power Rangers and Buffy the Vampire Slayer for me. Buffy is my favorite of all time. And I think they're just two stories about friends and empowerment and accepting everybody for their differences and all that. And that's just kind of...
And monsters.
And monsters. Love a monster.
Yeah. Great, man. I mean, I love the whole Buffy idea of a town being built over a hellmouth, Sunnydale High. Incredible.
Absolutely amazing. And it's coming back. I'm so excited.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar is on board. She's written. Yeah, it's all happening.
I was going to say you heard it here first, but people probably knew this before Nathan knew it.
No, they know. But that would be my one. If I get to meet some amazing people through my work, and I have, and it's been a huge bonus and a plus and an exciting part of what I do now. But if there would be one person I could meet on this planet, it would be Buffy Summers. I would kill to meet Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Okay, well, we'll put a call in.
Manifest.
Joe said, send an email to the publicist. Make it happen. Have you done a portrait of Buffy?
Yeah, I've done several over the years. I recently did like a really big sketch of her and put that on my social channels and stuff. But I've got a few more ideas to do along the hype of this new show in hopes of grabbing her, grabbing her attention. So yeah, we'll see.
Great, man. Well, I'm looking forward to that. That's got me excited now to watch Buffy. I'll have to kind of recap, go back through it. My partner's got like loads of... she was a big Buffy head, so she's got lots of merch. She's very... my partner is very good at like not holding on to stuff, whereas I'm the opposite. Like I'm a total hoarder.
Right.
Like I've got everything. If I could have all of my childhood toys, I'd still have them,
Fair.
But I got some stashed away in comic books and stuff. But she's got a couple of sort of Buffy memorabilia.
Oh, amazing.
Were you that way? Were you kind of like picking up all the...
Oh, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buffy and wrestling were the two things that I collected things from. I had so many wrestling figures and posters, and my room was just plastered in posters of Buffy and wrestlers. And,
all fighting.
Involved, and I was such a sweet, shy kid. I don't know what happened. I was influenced by the fighters, I think.
But you actually, connection to previous guest as well. You wrestled with Flash, know, as Gavin, right?
Yeah.
So back in the day in Bryn Mawr and
They used to do all the sort of the backyard wrestling where they'd make their wrestling rings out of tires and mattresses and stuff. And I'd go over there now and again and mostly watch.
Yeah.
I think I got thrown around a few times, but now so he runs New Wave Wrestling Midlands, and I'm part of New Wave here in Cardiff, and I'm the general manager of the show.
That's exciting.
So it's very exciting. I've been roped into the ring a few times. Initially, I only joined to do one charity match, but then a rivalry began, and I've not left since. Oh, it's great fun. It's brilliant.
Have to come check it out, man. That sounds great.
Yeah, please do.
I haven't seen any wrestling for a long time. My favorite part of wrestling when I was a kid, like doing the video games, on the SmackDown video game stuff, was designing the character.
Yeah.
I'd spend days just designing the character, and when it came to fight, I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I'd make characters like I'd make Buffy.
Yeah, sure.
And then I'd make like a Power Ranger, and then I'd make like my brother and kick his butt like
with a Power Ranger.
Like, yeah. We all did it.
What's been a highlight for you? What's your proudest moment in creating art?
Ooh, that is a tough one. I think maybe, again, when the pandemic hit, I did this NHS thank you collage, digital images of all the frontline workers that were sent in to me on Facebook in their scrubs and everything. And then just collaged a face of an NHS worker wearing a mask. And I gave the rights of that to the NHS here in Cardiff, and they displayed it in and outside, huge scale, every hospital in Wales.
Wow.
And then it went global, and I ended up on the news in America for it. And a lot of people were saying that is the image that they think of when they look back on COVID. So it's almost like a part of history that I kind of just ticked there.
It's quite bittersweet as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it was obviously such a stressful time for everyone and tragic in many ways. But to have brought something like that into the forefront and celebrated these people on the front line.
Completely.
Well
and
done.
Working with the NHS then became like a quite a common thing for me to do. And they commissioned me to do a portrait of the former Welsh rugby player Gareth Thomas, using fake blood fingerprints to do with his HIV awareness story and campaign. And that's huge scale, and that's on display in the Sexual Health Clinic here in Cardiff. And when I unveiled that to him, he just burst into tears. And it was such a powerful thing to know that art can do that. And now it's on display on the staircase, I believe, as you go up, where people are going to get sometimes tested for the first time, or to get their regular medication, or they're there with their friends and family. And it gives people a familiar face to think, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And look at this powerful, strong man, and he's living a perfectly normal life, because he was tested and because he's raising awareness of it. And art does that. It's amazing how it connects in a different way. So doing things like that really, really means something to me. Aside from the silly, really fun stuff, of course, and that's the kind of stuff that keeps me going and keeps me happy. But knowing that I can use the profile that I've built and the skills that I've developed over the years to do that means more than anything.
I'm glad you said it was fake blood as well.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I could just picture you going like, oh no, I got to get the IV out.
I know.
I got another one.
It did cross my mind.
About in a couple of days.
It did cross my mind. I was like, if I just sort of prick the end of my finger here now, how much can I drip out?
The problem is, I think, blood turns very brown, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Whereas the fake blood margins retain some of its redness.
Yeah. So I incorporated like bits of paint and stuff into it, and it's quite a powerful
striking.
piece.
It's an incredible idea. So you use your fingers for this?
Just fingerprints, yeah. So obviously the test for HIV is the finger prick test on the. So I just sort of had this idea of the blood sort of smearing into your finger and just sort of dipping it onto the canvas, and eventually it makes up all these little dots that create his portrait.
It's a powerful image. Getting all of the pictures of the frontline workers and the NHS staff.
Yeah.
You said like they were all in their scrubs and stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody like tried to sneak in like a kinky picture of like.
Do you know what that time? No. No.
Like they got their costume from a Halloween shop or something.
Yeah. Surprise. Thankfully, because it was within the NHS in Cardiff, I knew a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I could vet a lot of the situation. But yeah, I don't think there was anybody in a naughty nurse outfit. That would be funny looking back now. You've got me thinking. I'm
just
like,
one hidden in there. It's a big collage as well.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, that's not a real nurse.
Oh, do you know what? In about 10 years, I'll notice something, and you'll get a phone call.
You're gonna have people looking closer at the portrait when they go past now.
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, living in Cardiff, you've got many array of different types of entertainment and stuff. Obviously, you're involved in the wrestling things also. You've been to a bunch of comedy nights.
Oh, yeah.
What's been the best show you've seen? It doesn't have to be comedy or wrestling. Could be could be music. Could be anything. What's the best show you've been a part of, seen?
It is a tough one because I'm literally in about 2 or 3 shows every week.
Yeah.
And Cardiff is so lucky to have so many amazing things. As you say, it is London, just a little bit smaller. And we get things maybe a little bit later. But the independent shows and stuff in Cardiff are incredible. Across all boards, comedy, burlesque, wrestling, everything. But for the hype that it brought to the city and the involvement that I had it with creating work as well, I'd probably say that the recent Oasis concert.
Okay. Was it the first one they did of the tour?
The first one, yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know what? Every guest has brought up fucking Oasis on this show. They haven't said it's the best show, but everyone's either they were looking forward to it when we started the podcast, or they all brought up Oasis.
Yeah.
Right, we're banning Oasis talk from now on. But this is the last time, so we're going to make the most out of this. You created art for it as well?
I did. So I was commissioned by St. David's Shopping Centre to create a gigantic mural of the boys using bucket hats.
Okay.
So it was 3,000 bucket hats that I had to like painstakingly staple to these boards and then take to the shopping centre and display upon this thing. But it caused such a hype. The shopping centre had to put on security just to man my artwork. And we had complaints from one or two nearby restaurants that I won't say the names because I'm still hoping to work with you one day. About people couldn't get into the restaurant because the queues to have selfies with the artwork was so insane.
Is it still up, or was it just
still up,
an
yeah.
installation? Okay.
Yeah, still up. I do believe it'll be coming down at some point, but it'll be rehoused somewhere in Cardiff.
Okay, so get your pictures with it now.
Yes, yes. Liam and Noel are up there in bucket hat glory. But that image went global as well. That was just complete like a viral project. And then I got invited to the concert VIP by their management. And yeah, it was just bonkers. It was wild. But the city was so hyped and everyone was so excited. And, whether you personally like them or not, and we know they're very sort of Marmite characters, aren't they? The hype that it brought, and there's so much joy to people, and just people forgot about their own crap for one day. That's what music does.
Yeah. Where did you get the bucket hats from? Was there like a rave that kind of was raided and somebody just scooped up all the hats?
St. David's sent me them.
Oh, cool.
There were loads of white ones and loads of black ones. That was specifically what I asked for.
Yeah.
And then any extras then we were giving out to people in the queue as they were coming to have a photo.
That's cool.
But yeah, it was just such a brilliant weekend.
Was it one or two shows?
Two shows.
Oof, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I went to the second one. The first one I stayed by my portrait to help a bit of the vibe. But nice for them, people to chat to the artist as well as just have a photo. But that's definitely a proud moment for this year.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Yeah, a huge proud moment for Cardiff as well for pulling that off and not having much trouble considering, you get more trouble at a Take That concert.
I think it's because a lot of what I would have considered the troublemakers of the Oasis era when they were first big, they're getting on now.
True.
The hooligans and stuff. They'll
all be there in their wheelchairs and their Zimmers and
their buckets hats and their buckets to piss in as well. Okay, they need.
That would be one smelly stadium.
Have you seen any disasters on stage? Have you seen any terrible shows? Always something's gone wrong.
No, actually, I don't think so. Of all the shows I've ever seen, nothing's really. I was at it was the Titanic in Cardiff Bay, and it's quite sad. A man had a heart attack in the middle of it, so they had to stop the show.
Was this the musical? Was it?
Yeah, but it was just as the ship was going up. And everyone was like on the top, like hanging on. And I was like, what's going to happen here? So they literally dropped the curtain in seconds. And then the man was thankfully taken out and he was fine. But it was a bit of a disaster for everyone in the situation. I was just worried about the people on the top of the ship as well.
He's okay though, the guy.
Yeah.
He's all
Yeah,
right,
they made an announcement that everything was fine. But that's the only time I've ever been in a show and everything has stopped.
It took him a long time to get treated though because it was women and children first.
Typical, always. And this is the situation with the Titanic. And another really weird situation as well was the day that the Queen died.
Yeah.
I think it was Friends, the musical or something like that. Something that was meant to be really silly and fun. And they made this big announcement and silent thing at the start. It was the weirdest moment I've ever had in a theatre. It was just strange.
Well, they made an announcement, what, as in people didn't know she died? Or
I think
they
it was
were aware?
literally like an hour before. So some people that had come to the theatre who aren't as phone obsessed and stuff probably wouldn't have known.
What a way to find out.
I know.
Chandler Bing.
I know. Well, it wasn't the cast saying it, thankfully. That'd have been a bit odd. I know. And I loved the Queen. She was lush.
Did you ever do a portrait of her?
I've done several of the Queen. Never met her. I've literally, she'd walked past me like that because I got invited to the garden party for some charity work that I'd done. But I've met and presented work to Charles, the now King.
Yeah.
Queen Camilla. Kate and Will and the kids, Princess Anne. So I've done a few of the royals in my
You're working
time.
your way through. It's
I
a
know.
bit like it's it's a bit like sort of collecting football stickers or something. You're like, I've got that one. I
Who's
swapped that one.
next?
Yeah.
Where's that MBE? Come on, guys.
We can bleep out any names as well if you do. And you let us know if there's anything you want us to retain or take out or anything after. Has there been anyone that's been particularly difficult to work with, celebrity-wise?
Yes, there was one person that was particularly difficult to work with, and I won't say their name, but and I do give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and people do have crap days, right?
Yeah,
we
sure.
all do. But this person wasn't. I could see that they weren't just difficult with me; they were difficult with everyone and their team. And when I see people being talked down to because they're the runner and they're the one that's got to go and get the coffee or whatever, I'm like, no, do you know what? You need that coffee.
Yeah.
So shut up. They're a vital part of your team, and I hate seeing stuff like that. And this person had asked me to come and present this portrait to them, and was literally facing the wall until the camera was on, whizzed around, was like da, and then whizzed back around and didn't talk to me again. And I was like, right, okay. And I was willing to give that the benefit of the doubt, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we all have bad days. I've met a couple of what you'd call celebrities who were a bit gruff or whatever, and I've just gone, oh, maybe they were having a shit one. I've had a shit day where I snapped at somebody who was giving me bad news on a filming. And then I apologize like 3 minutes later, but I still feel shit about it. And I'm like, their impression of me now is that guy's a piece of shit for the rest of the time.
But also in your head, you know that you apologize and that was enough. Like if people are just that way, they wouldn't bother, you know?
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That's what I keep telling myself. I apologize.
Yes,
it's all right.
You did. It is. And that realization and the guilt means a lot as well because, that does mean that that's not in you to be that person.
Yeah.
That's a whole different thing.
I hope so. Well, and also because I had that bad time specifically, next time I'm having a shit time and I'm in that situation, I'm like, don't take it out on anyone else, which I did that day. So Nathan, what's next on the agenda? Do you have plans for more art, more ambitious stuff?
Yes.
Anything crazy on the horizon?
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit coming up. Like I said, every day is different, so I never really know. And quite often I draw inspiration from things as they happen instantly in the world. So, it could be a breaking news story. It could be a pop star releases a new song and the song lyric will make me think, yeah, I could do that. So I never really know until the day or like the time I can really start preparing for it. But I do have a few commissioned works coming up. I'm working on my 4th book at the moment as well, which is going to be a really nice collection, probably my biggest collection of what I've done over the past 10 years. I'm really looking forward to pulling that together in the new year. That's going to be really exciting. I think it's going to be called The Collection. Not quite sure yet. Got a couple of celebrity presentations coming up as well. I'm at London Comic Con this weekend. It's really cool that I get invited to stuff like that as well.
Is Sarah Michelle Gellar going to be there?
No, I know. I've met all the Buffy stars apart from my number one, and well, I'm Faith, so my 2 top ones. But never mind. But I've met Angel and I've met Willow and I've met the rest of them, and they're all great. But
have you met who's the actor who plays Giles?
Yeah, Anthony Head. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. I was doing a gig the other day, and I was talking about dogs, and I was asking, "Is there anyone in the audience with a dog?" And somebody said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, what's your dog's name?" And they were like, "Giles." I was like, "What? After Anthony Head's character in Buffy?" They were like, "Yeah." They were really excited to tell me.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, he was actually the first one of all the cast I'd met, and I was so nervous and so excited to meet him. I met him in Cardiff.
Oh, cool.
He was here for a Cardiff Comic Con. Yeah. And I've got some really cool things like events and stuff coming up. I'm going to the Royal Variety show next week, the Royal Variety performance. And Christmas is always a really creative time for me. So yeah, there's plenty going on.
Do you have festive stuff planned? Are you going to make something out of a Christmas pudding or whatever, artwork?
Nothing planned just yet, but there will be some.
It depends what's left over, I guess.
That's it. No, there always is, and trust me, I just wake up one day and I'm like, right, I'm doing that, and that's the exciting thing about what I do. But I've got lots of plans. There's a few big stars that I really want to do some really cool stuff for. Like I really want to do something for Benson Boone. I'd love to do that. I think he's a really cool pop star at the moment. Chappell Roan as well. She was recently with Cyndi Lauper. She got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in America.
Incredible.
And I've done some work with Cyndi a few times, and even just to be able to say that is bonkers.
That is wild. Cindy's an icon.
Yeah,
That's
like
incredible.
absolutely wild. And I'm still in talks with her team about doing some fundraising stuff with my art and one of her campaigns. So that might be going ahead at some point soon. It's just sort of an honor and a privilege really to work with these really cool people.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always stuff going on.
What when you go to the Comic-Con, are you unveiling anything there? What's the plan?
So over the Saturday and Sunday, I am making, I think, 8 portraits of some of the guests. So they book me on Comic-Cons basically to make art of sort of some of the bigger guests on the lineup. So I'll be doing something for Noah Schnapp, who is Will Byers in Stranger Things. I'll also be doing something for Ben Hardy, who was in EastEnders and Bohemian Rhapsody, recently in the Conjuring film as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's going to be lots of different
Are you
things
allowed
going
to
on.
say what materials you're using for it?
There's going to be some coffee, there's going to be some pizza, there's going to be some blood, fake blood. So there's lots of different stuff going on.
Cool.
There's also some drag queens there, so there'll probably be some lipstick going on. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no shortage of makeup supplies, I think,
No.
backstage at a drag show.
No,
anyway.
not at all. No.
Cool. Is there anything you wanted to plug? What's the idea with the book? When is that, do you think, going to be coming out?
So the book probably in mid next year, I think, mid 2026.
You're going to do some kind of big event in Cardiff for it?
Definitely.
All right, we'll keep an eye out for that. That'd be
Yeah,
fun to
yeah,
come
please
along to.
do.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, love it. But no, nothing to plug essentially, but just check out my socials and stay up to date.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks so much, Nathan. Great
Thank
chat.
you. Love it.
Thanks.
That was Nathan Wyburn. Make sure to check him out on social media. Look at his fantastic artwork and see what he has coming up. Next week, I'm going to be talking to Emmanuel Sonubi, a good friend of mine, very funny guy. You will have seen him on a bunch of different television shows. We've done a lot of different gigs together. And at one point, we were both alternating the same cruise ship. I have been here, there, and everywhere in the last couple of weeks, including Peterborough. I supported Jason Manford in Bradford, which was super fun. And now I'm currently working on stuff ready for my big 2026 UK tour. Tickets are available at comedylopez.com. Gracias for listening. Catch you next time.